peace. This is Parda Qwan, the writer Qwanubian, wishing you peace and tranquility over you and all of your houses. Let me just situate this. Unscripted, right? Hey, rock with me. So, I got off the phone about a half hour ago, and someone had a question for me regarding multiple sclerosis. Their question came up because they have a coworker. I don't know if it's their subordinate or a peer, but they work with someone who has MS. And they wanted to know my experience with it because they're wondering if the person they're dealing with is milking the situation. That's one thing that you come across when you're dealing with a chronic illness that has many invisible symptoms. To determine whether or not you have it, the evidence, you have certain things that are definitely concrete along with a lot of circumstantial evidence. So I explained to the young lady that you never know when symptoms are going to come upon, okay? It's not calculated. Everyone's an individual, so it will affect them differently. But stress, 99.9% of the time, will most definitely trigger something. Now, how it will manifest in that individual's body is different. For me, depending on the stress level, the situation, a person can experience their muscles seizing up, where they will literally contort like a pretzel and can't move, thriving in pain. You deal with memory loss, fatigue, loss of vision, paralysis, whether it's permanent or intermittent, bladder incontinence, short-term memory, I mentioned memory loss, dizziness, nausea, problems walking, you feel like your bones are actually breaking, skin disorders, neurological itching. There's a multitude of things, and you never know what is going to attack you. Adjusting diet helps. Is there a one-all-be-all cure? No. What you can do is slow down the process, but it does not go away. I'm not saying no one in the world has ever had it go into remission and it never resurfaced. However, the lesions in your brain or on your spine, either they will stop where they are, perhaps they might get smaller, but it doesn't go away. The symptoms just go into remission by whatever means. But I digress. Mainly, I was saying to the young lady, I find I could pull into a handicapped parking spot and people will look at me funny because they'll look, nothing's wrong with her. Whatever, they'll see me go to the supermarket and get what I need to get, but they don't see me once I get home. But nor do I have to justify or qualify myself to anybody outside of me. So I just let her know she has to use her spirit of discernment and look at the person's body of work, What was her work ethic prior to her diagnosis? But I did commend her on at least asking the question instead of passing judgment. Asking questions, communication, though it would have been ideal to ask the person directly, what is it like for you? Tell me exactly what you go through. And genuinely care. But at least she tried to seek understanding, because in this day and time it's really easy to be cynical and think that someone's just trying to take advantage or take, things for granted and milk the system. I don't know if the woman's on disability or anything like that. Whatever. It's easy to be cynical. So I wanted to speak on that, not just to explain some of the nuances of multiple sclerosis. I even told her there was one time I was bedridden. I needed help cleaning myself. I couldn't get out the bed. And I was able to come up out of that once the main stressors were removed. Things have gone backwards a little, but I'm not where I was. But just the question alone, it just stood out to me how if ever you are unsure about something, go to the source, or at least make inquiries to try to find truth, some form of truth before passing judgment. And I commend the young lady for having the wherewithal and courage to ask, and to not want to be that person to jump on the bandwagon, because it's really easy. Oh, she's milking it, ain't nothing wrong with her, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to be the one that has to learn the lesson by actual personal experience. So be careful who you condemn. Yes? Yes. So with that, I leave you in peace. Love on each other. Push forward. Always onward and upward. And when you see someone that you don't quite understand, think before you rush to judgment. Not everyone's a sham. The authentic people who wave the banner of being authentic, watch that.